Coming to you live from Parker's Park Car, this is the Worthless News Network with your hosts, Parker Williams and me, Kurt Kirby.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Worthless News Network. I am your anchor, Parker Williams, and I'm joined by my co-host, Kurt Kirby.
Kurt Kirby.
Tonight, we talk about Florida and the hurricane that caused the floods, and then Hawaii's island fires. It's kind of a weird twist, isn't it, Kurt Kirby?
Yeah.
You think Hawaii be flooded and Florida be on fire with all the people there?
It is the opposite of what you would expect it to be. I could agree with that, Parker.
I just can't wait till Florida sinks into the ocean.
An Atlanta high school football coach was reported getting into a student's face during a timeout and striking him in the stomach. A spokesperson for the school said the coach wasn't actually an instructor at the high school and will be charged with simple battery and facing administrative discipline. Parker, what would your thoughts be on this high school coach punching a player?
What was he doing putting him in timeout?
It was a timeout call after the first quarter.
Oh, a timeout call. I thought he was putting him in timeout because he's been a bad boy.
That would be even better. The way it looks, this personal foul on the coach. 5 years for battery.
All right. Let's go to Matt, our host for Worthless, Not Worth Your Time.
There you go. Kurt Kirby.
Boy, those people are struggling. I know it's only their second time doing the show, but they'll get better.
I think they'll get there. Yeah, they're not the.
They'll get better.
They're not the best. They were out on the streets or in parked cars, or as it was for
Parker's
years.
Park Car, man. Is this? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Not Worth Your Time. I am your host, Matt, and some of you may have noticed this fudge round symbolizes a lot for this show. It symbolizes loss and
newfound freedom as well.
Tonight we are talking college football, and we're going to talk the top 25. We're going to try to guess the games, try to bet who would win, and I'm going to be joined by our special guest, Fast Eddie Stacks. He is a professional gambler. Well, I'll just let him tell you himself. Are you ready to come in, Eddie, or did I? No, okay. Welcome, Eddie. How are you doing tonight?
I am doing great, Maddie. How you doing tonight?
Wasn't expecting that right out of the bat. You already seem like you got something cooking.
You better believe it.
You got some bets that you already want to go ahead and tell some people?
You better believe it, Maddie. I am always betting. That's just all there is to it. We got to be hot. The bets are hot this year on the college football top 25, and I'm expecting to win all kinds of money this week. I can't believe how exciting it is right now in Vegas.
So what kind of win-loss have you experienced in all your years of betting?
Listen, you ever heard that song, The Gambler, where they say you count your money, you don't count your money when you're sitting at the table? I still haven't counted my money yet, so I couldn't really give you a plus or a minus.
No idea.
I can just say that I'm still betting. How's that sound? I'm still betting. I'm still putting that money out there. So I'd say I'm still winning.
Until you're destitute, I guess you can keep going. So any particular game before we get started on this list, and before we start looking at some of the top 25 teams that I have, well, first of all, the Coach's AP has their eye on, but I have a couple of teams I'm interested in betting on. Do you have any teams, or maybe even sporting events that you would like to share? Maybe what are some of your top picks?
What are some of my, okay, so you listen to those commercials where they're always saying like, hey, I got the top 5 winners on the board or whatever. Tonight, Matt, I'm telling you, I'm sharing it with your audience right here. These are absolute wins, in my opinion. You are not going to lose these bets as long as you place these bets. So my first bet of the night, I'm telling you right now, Nebraska over Minnesota. They're going to steal the show out there. The Cornhuskers are hungry. They're hungry to win this year. And I also understand that Nebraska is one of the places where people, for the most part, have lost most of their teeth. So, those people are just going to, come out there hungry and slathering at the mouths. I think Nebraska over Minnesota. That's my first. That's my upset pick right there. First all the.
That's
right
your
out of the
upset
gate.
pick. All right, so I'm going ahead and interrupt you right now. That game is already playing. They're playing that game right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So we're already late on placing our bets. First of all, second of all, Minnesota is winning by a field goal.
Well, see, there you go. There you go.
It's only a second quarter though.
That's
So
what
a
I'm
lot
saying.
can happen. A lot of things can happen.
Nebraska's coming back. Nebraska's coming back. I can tell.
Nebraska's going to come. All right.
I got the hot hand. That's my lock. That's my lock of the week.
That's your lock. That's your stone cold lock of the week.
Stone cold lock of the week.
All right. So what's your second one? What's your second game?
Okay, so my second game that I'm going to pull off the board right here, and this is the personal favorite of mine because, in my opinion, after you get hit by a hurricane and you've got Miami of Florida versus Miami of Ohio, you know those people in Ohio are just going to be excited to go down there and punch those people in the mouth for having that hurricane roll through their state. I'm predicting Miami of Ohio over Miami of Florida because it's just the battle of the two Miamis. So why not? You know what I'm saying?
That is a bold pick, and that game is tomorrow, so you still got time to place your bets, ladies and gentlemen. So
Exactly.
that's 7:00 tomorrow on the ACC network. I don't know why I was going to say in network, but
Whoa,
ACC
hey
network. We're on kick now. It's okay. But you're saying Miami of Ohio is going to beat Miami. Now, there's a lot of hype behind Miami this year.
There is, and they suck every year. If this was Miami of the 80s, not Miami of Ohio of the 80s, mind you, I'm talking about Miami of Florida of the 80s, I'd be like, oh, okay, I don't know about that. This is Miami, Florida of the modern era, which they just always lay an egg every single time they get in a big game, and I couldn't call a bigger game.
This is a big game. The first
Ohio.
game of the year.
That's right. Exactly. 15 and a half. Who gives 15 and a half to Miami of Ohio? Seriously, take the bet, people. I'm telling you right now, put 1,000 down on it. You're going to come back a winner. That's all there is to it.
Not worth your time is not responsible. This is not advice. This is just what we're doing. What he's doing. Don't blame us if you actually put $1,000 on Miami of Ohio. All right. You said how many picks? You said you had 5 or 3?
Well, I got 5, but I want to spread them out a little bit here now, Matt.
Okay,
you know what
okay,
I'm saying?
we'll
We don't need to hit them all at once. What I will say is this, though, Matt. I know you're warning your listeners. Listeners that are out there, do not worry. I'm telling you right now. Even though I'm betting from this gigantic freaking trust fund that I got from my granddaddy, and I don't have to count the money, I'm telling you now, this is how you're going to earn some money. See, I'm so confident in my bet. I'm giving them away right here on Matt's show. You don't have to call my number. You don't have to do it. I'm giving them away right here to this Not Worth Your Time, guys. So
Fast Eddie Stacks, man.
That's right. Place these
How did you
bets.
get that nickname?
Well, I get stacks, and I get them fast, Matt. That's all there is to it. I stack them fast.
That's all there is to it, man. I guess. So let's start with our first game of the night with a ranked team, and it's Utah and Florida. Now this game is already live. We can't place bets on it right now.
Matt.
But it is part of the top 25. So we will
I can promise you can still play some bets on that game. Let me tell you right now.
You think so?
Oh, I think
Back
so.
alley bets?
So. That's right. We like these things in the gambling world. We call these things prop bets. Now, I know in the Super Bowl, that's where everybody gets all of the shine on the prop bets. But there's a lot of good prop bets out there that you probably aren't aware of, Matt. And one of my favorites this week happens to be in this Florida and Utah game. Okay. So in this Florida and Utah game, there's a prop bet for how many of these Utah fans are actually drinking alcohol, even though they're Mormon out there in Utah. So the over under on that one is 55%. So I'm taking the over on that one. The over on the Mormons drinking alcohol at the Utah game. Absolutely.
So you think there's a bunch of drunk polygamists out there?
Exactly. That's easy money. Easy money on that prop bet. So yeah. So you can still lay that prop bet down right now because they're not counting how many people are drunk yet. I don't know anybody who gets so drunk before a game that they just go stumbling in, pissing themselves before a game. So it's gotta be, you gotta wait till the end.
Or throwing up right, they're walking up to the gate.
Exactly.
I do want to add real quick. Just imagine all the domestic violence calls that are going to happen after those polygamists start beating their wives.
All their wives.
Exactly.
So how do they count? How do they tally up all the Mormons who are drunk? Is it going to be DUI? Is there
No, it's probably the bruises on the women's faces mostly. It's get a lot of wife beating in those stands tonight. I can imagine.
Okay, so you just start looking
downstairs.
Exactly.
You start looking for the women who go, I just fell.
That's right. I just fell.
Okay.
It's okay.
All
It's
right.
a big stadium. It's a
Interesting.
big stadium.
Interesting. So last time we checked the score, let's leave off Utah and Florida. But last time we checked the score, it was 14-3 Utah. So Utah was winning. I don't know if there's going to be a lot of angry husbands tonight, angry
Oh,
Mormons, if Utah wins.
if
So
Utah
I
wins.
mean,
I don't know. I'm telling you, Florida's got a chip on their shoulder. Their state just got demolished by like the 15th hurricane in a freaking month's time. I'm telling you right now, they're going to come out on top. That's all there is to it. Florida all the way. I'm taking Florida straight money on Florida.
straight money on Florida.
That's right. Outright win.
Grain alcohol plays no role in this.
No role
Okay.
whatsoever.
Okay, well, that's tonight's game. That's one of the top 25 games for tonight. So now we'll move on to Friday, September 1st, tomorrow. And none of the top 25 are playing tomorrow.
Pathetic.
But it's just,
ESPN, get your crap together. Come on now.
you got Michigan State, and you got the Miami game. That's going to be one to watch.
I tell you,
Miami
my
game.
lock of the week.
The lock of your week. All right, now we move on to the big game day, Saturday, September 2nd.
Oh, I can't wait, Maddie. I cannot wait, Maddie. I love Saturday college football, the first of the year. This is so exciting. My money's just
It's
burning a
hot
hole
as
in my
balls
pocket.
outside, but I mean, it's starting to feel like that fall. It's September. The fall weather's coming in, kind of. I mean, it's still like 80 fucking degrees here in the south, but
No, it's way more than that. It's way more than that. I understand.
well, a hurricane just passed through. I don't know if you know this, so it's kind of cool outside.
I've been talking about it multiple times. Haven't you heard?
I know. I just didn't know if you thought it was like the same hurricane. It was a tropical storm.
Hold on a second. Now listen, I'm just telling you. I mentioned Florida's going to win. That hurricane that just rolled through. What was its name? Like Idalia or something, right? Idaho.
Oh,
Idaho's
Florida.
next to Utah. Florida's going to take some revenge on Utah tonight. They're going to go out and kick those Mormon asses right there. That's just all there's to it.
All right. So the first game we got Saturday. It's going to be on Peacock.
But then I'm not watching it. I don't know what you're talking about. Peacock.
I'm not going to watch it anyway.
Network cock. Come on now.
Well, I mean, anyway. So the first game is East Carolina versus Michigan. They're at Michigan. Now,
East Carolina at Michigan.
Michigan is ranked number 2, and they lost to TCU last year in the championship playoffs.
You better believe it. Michigan sucks. That's all there is to it. Michigan is
like
terrible.
Michigan.
I don't like their coach. I don't like the place they play.
You don't like
I don't
Harbaugh?
like their state. No, I don't like any of them. I don't even like his brother. Here's the thing. East Carolina is a party school. They can't play football for ass. So in one of the rare times I would actually make a bet where I'm going to pick the actual favorite, I am going to pick Michigan in this game, because if you pick East Carolina, friends, I'm sorry, you're just burning your money at that point. You are burning your money if you're picking East Carolina in this game, even though
East
Michigan
Carolina
sucks.
Pirates, man.
The butt Pirates. You're right. Exactly. East Carolina. They're terrible.
All right. Well, second game, same time, 12 o'clock. It's on ABC. We have Virginia at Tennessee. Tennessee is ranked number 12, but they got beaten pretty handedly by my Gamecocks. So,
oh, a Gamecock fan. Okay, I got you, man. I got
sure.
your number. Okay, that's okay. I got
Okay.
you. That's good. Okay, so hold on. We got Tennessee. We're taking on Virginia.
Yep.
Man,
Tennessee's season opener. They got to prove themselves. They're ready for the SEC championship game.
So listen, I would not touch this money for if you gave me money. Like if you gave me money to bet on this game, I would bet on a different game. I don't care. I'm just telling you, I would not bet on this game on this points line, because you know what, Tennessee, I don't know. It's too much orange in that stadium. Here's what I will say: the number of the prop bet on this one that you're going to want to pay attention to is the number of married cousins in the stands at the Tennessee game, and the over under on that one is 110% or lower. So you always take the under on 110% gamble, meaning basically everybody in that stadium is going to be married to their cousin. So I'm just saying, it's a pretty safe money bet. I'd take that money bet. I wouldn't take the actual score bet. Who cares? Virginia is going to get their ass kicked, whatever. But take the prop bet. That's the one that's going to score you some dough tonight, Matty.
Are you counting first cousins, second cousins, third cousins?
Tennessee, they don't count cousin. What? They don't care what it's cousins. So
as long as it's blood,
it's
keep it in the family, right?
They're getting married in Tennessee. So
now, I actually have a couple of Tennessee fans as friends.
Oh, well, then I apologize to you. No, I don't really. I actually feel sorry for you that you got married Tennessee cousin couples that you're friends with. That's embarrassing, but that's okay.
I don't support incest. Let me just say that.
I don't
They might
know
have a
that they
different
support
opinion.
Just
They
telling
might
you,
have a
they're
different
getting
team
ready
there.
for their best.
I don't like that.
Okay,
It's not my cup of tea.
Maddie. Okay,
Let's move
number
on.
one, you just picked two games that suck. Let's go to a game that everybody in the nation is going to be watching. I don't even know what station's playing on, if any station's playing it, and that's going to be Colorado versus TCU. You got Dion Moneyman Sanders coming out there to
Prime
coach.
time
That's
Deion
right,
Sanders.
baby. Prime time to coach
Coach
Colorado.
Prime.
And you better watch Coach Prime get his ass handed to him on national television on Saturday afternoon. I'm gonna love it. Love it.
Well, TCU is ranked 17. They were they played in the national title game last year against Georgia, and
Undeservedly, but that's a different. Okay, I got you.
they
It's
beat
the past.
Michigan.
It's the past.
They
I
beat Michigan.
don't know what you're talking about.
They beat
I hate Michigan. So that's fine. Yeah.
Well, yeah, we all hate Michigan here, but it's just the worst state. But TCU did beat them. The Horned Frogs came out on top, but the TCU just fumbled the ball against Georgia. So, do you think Colorado would Coach Prime with all the signings and transfers that came into Colorado because he was coaching there? Do you think that's not going to turn the tide at all against a, let's face it, bad TCU team?
Matt, I'm going to tell you right now. If Coach Prime himself was in his prime and playing for Colorado, they still wouldn't beat TCU on Saturday. Not because the TCU is that good, is that Colorado is that bad. I mean, Colorado is that. He's got his son playing quarterback still. Is that the case? If he does, then it's over. It's over. I'm sorry. That game is a no starter for me because as far as the straight money line goes, Colorado is going to suck. They're going to get destroyed. People are going to be laughing at them. It's going to be all over ESPN. That's fine. Here's what I want to point out. The money line. This is the Texas Christian University Horned Frogs. Like devil horns, but they're Christian University. You got to look at the prop bet on this one, man. The number of over-under of heinous Satan worshiping maniacs that root for TCU. The over-under on that one this week, Matt, is 20.5. 20. That means there got to be at least 20.5. Half a person in that stadium that's a devil worshiping maniac for the TCU Horned Frogs. I'm going to take the over on that one. I think it's going to be a lot more than 20.5. Personally, that's just me.
Now, what if you bet that there will be a virgin sacrifice?
You know what? I don't know if I saw that prop bet, but I would take that prop bet. I'm going to tell you right now, and I guarantee you they'd probably have to do a virgin sacrifice on Colorado's side in order to beat TCU. And if that's the case, okay, maybe. You know, if you're going to play that one, then yeah, go ahead and play the win for the Colorado Buffaloes.
But there has to be a virgin sacrifice.
There would have to at least probably be two. Let's be honest, man. It's probably going to have to be two. Probably if the over-under is like 1.5 virgin sacrifice, you probably might as well take two. That's assuming they can find two virgins in Texas Christian University. It's kind of debatable on that one, in my opinion. But okay.
Bunch of Satanists.
I'll just assume maybe there's a couple there. They'll probably find a couple of dudes that are virgins. That might make more sense, actually.
But so sacrificing incels would work, you think, for a Satanist ritual?
You know, I haven't done a lot of Satanist rituals recently, Matt, but I'm going to say, yeah, why not? You know what I'm saying? I don't think the devil really cares. He's getting somebody sacrificed to him. What do you think?
Let's take a break from this real quick. And I just want to ask you, how did you come into money? I know you said you got it from a trust fund, but how did he come into money?
Listen, my grandfather, you hear these people that are like war profiteers and whatnot. I don't ask a lot of questions, BlackRock things. This is all speculations. Matt. I'm Fast Eddie Stacks. I get the stacks. I mean, I get them fast. That's all there is to it. I don't care where the money comes from.
You're not too worried about where the money comes from.
Exactly. I mean, if a few children are getting AKs and getting killed over in some other country, whatever. You know, things happen. Things happen like that. You know, and you just get some money. That's just all there is to it. And I like spending that money. And I'm teaching your listeners how to spend their money tonight to win some money tonight. If you get what I'm saying.
I got you. I think I understand what you're saying, but I just got one more quick question about this. You brought up kids with guns. How did your grandfather feel about Coney 2012?
My grandfather's been dead for many years, so I'm not really sure how he'd feel. Honestly.
Okay. I don't know if
I can say that I've been
mad about it. Or...
I can say this: I have been advised by my lawyers to say no comment if such a question were to come up. So that's just what I'm going to say: is no comment under my current situations. Yeah, just my certain circumstances.
All right, let's move on. We got Arkansas State plays number 20 Oklahoma at 12 o'clock. Now, this is going to be a weird one because this is Oklahoma's last year as in the Big Ten. They're moving over to the SEC next year.
The fools they are. That is fine. You know what? Okay, Arkansas State. who even knows what Arkansas State is? Like, is Arkansas even a state? They got Kansas in their name. Are we sure it's not just another Kansas?
Arkansas.
Arkansas, exactly. It's not just another Kansas. So Arkansas State, nobody ever heard of them, Matt. Come on now. There's probably never been a coach there. They probably just got some dude like that goes out there in boxing shorts and just like, hey guys, let's play some football. And
he doesn't get paid. He doesn't get paid to sell. He coaches
no.
this team and the high school team. No?
Exactly. Then you got Oklahoma. Here's the thing, Matt. Oklahoma's going over to the SEC. They're going to want to show off, right? But they're also going to get their ass kicked in the SEC. But here's the other thing you got to think about. Tulsa is in Oklahoma. Tulsa is like the armpit of America, and actually it's like the nasty, disgusting taint of America. So I'm going to have to bet against Oklahoma.
I guess to say that before.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm going to have to bet against Oklahoma because of the city of Tulsa happening to be inside the borders of the state of Oklahoma. That's just all there is to it. But here's another interesting thing. There's a nice prop bet on this one. So I want your listeners to pay attention to this right now, okay?
Listen
on
up.
Oklahoma, the number of Native American lands that they're going to screw, Native Americans are going to screw out of their land in Oklahoma during this game, it's over under 20,000. 20,000. I mean, that's a pretty big number. It sounds a little bit high. I'm going to take the over on that one, if we're being honest, though. And they're probably going to steal back some Native American land during that time. So I take the over. It's a pretty safe bet. Pays 110. I think that's a good even bet for you. Put a couple G's down. You're going to be okay.
So they're going to take more land. They're going to take some land from the reservation.
You better believe it. During this game, that's a prop bet right there. And I'm telling you, that is bankable. Bankable. More than 20,000, you better believe it. It's easy.
Take that
easy
to
over.
The bank. That's
easy
what's going to happen. Okay. All right, we'll move on. Utah State versus number 25.
Why are we talking about states? Oh my God. Okay.
These are the opening games.
You just said Utah's playing tonight. Why does Utah State even have a state?
Utah State.
Pathetic. They're playing against Iowa?
Iowa.
What is that? The Hawkeyes? Okay, Hawkeye is an Avenger. I hate the Marvel movies, so I'm going to have to pick Utah State on that one. I don't even care. I don't even know what the money line is on it. I'm going to take Utah State, ride it to the bank. Probably if this one's in Iowa, they're probably going to have to fight their way like past the Field of Dreams sign or something like that. I would just say take Utah State because Iowa, Hawkeyes, just too much of affiliation with Marvel. I'd say no go.
No go on that. All right. We'll skip Kentucky. Kentucky's a piece of shit team.
They are. You and I can agree on that one, man. I like that. I like that about you.
Hey, Kentucky. All right. So the next game we got is at 2:00. Oh my God! All right, this is good. This is an interesting bet. We got Mercer at Ole Miss. Now, before we start, tickets are as low as $2.
I believe it. I'm shocked they're not paying you $2 to come to this game. Mercer? Can you tell me where Matt Mercer lives? This is the guy from the Critical Role, right? That's who this one is. They're just playing one guy. That's a weird game, man. That's a weird game right there.
$2 a ticket. You can't.
$2. Yeah, that's pretty weird. Okay,
you want to watch one guy get his ass beat?
They still got Lane Kiffin at Ole Miss. Is that right?
Yes,
Am I thinking of the right guy? Lane Kiffin's an idiot. I'm just about going to bet that no Vegas place is going to take money. And I'm looking at it right now, Matt. Vegas is not even taking money on this game. That's how pathetic this game is. Vegas is not even taking money on this game because it's a whole team of 80 dudes versus one freaking guy that plays D&D. You gotta take there's no way anybody's taking that bet. Now I got a bookie.
20, man.
I'm just saying I got a bookie. He would take some money on that. If you know what I'm saying. There's a guy on the side. It's not exactly what you might call the legal route of gambling, but I think he'd take some money on the side. And he's probably gonna take a couple prop bets. This is Ole Miss, so it's gonna be a bunch of drunken idiots in those stands. Probably I'd take the over-under on the number of people that die of alcohol poisoning at that game. I believe he's going to set that probably at about the rate of 24 or so. I'd take the over. That's just me. A lot of ODs, alcohol-related deaths at an Ole Miss game. So that's what I'd be taking. But also, I definitely would not take any bet related to Matt Mercer. The dude's going to be dead after this one, which I'm okay with.
Okay. All right. Next game we have Oregon, ranked 15, playing Portland State. Another cupcake game.
Cupcake. Hold on, Matt. You hit a sweet spot for me right here. Number one, I'm going to tell you right now, I guarantee you there is not a damn casino in the entire country, maybe not in the entire world, that's going to take money on this game. And I'm looking at it right now, and I'm telling you right now, nobody's taking money on this game. Here's the thing. Portland State is a school inside Oregon. Oregon as much as I hate the destitute and disgusting freaking taint spewing dregs of humanity that is Tulsa, the entire state of Oregon is 1,000 times worse. Nothing but a bunch of methed up cokehead maniacs out there. All you're going to see is needles littering the field at this game. I think they got Bo Nix, who used to be Auburn's quarterback, playing for Oregon. The dude's already probably done 60 speedballs before he even hits the freaking field. It is nothing but a cesspool of humanity
tonight.
I'm telling you right now, Oregon might be the worst college I have ever laid my eyes on. Its campus is like visiting a crack house, except times a million. And every one of their fans is on meth. That's all I'm just telling you right now. If you are an Oregon fan, if you are an Oregon, I don't care if it's that Nike guy's on meth. They're all on meth out there. It's disgusting. They're going to have to burn that freaking field eventually because it's going to be so riddled with drugs. And anyway, so don't take money on this one. Just don't give money to Oregon, please. I'm telling you, I'm begging you. I kill children in Africa. I wouldn't put money on this game.
I just want to pause this again real quick. This is the second time you mentioned Tulsa. Do you know a guy by the name of Pete McGillicuddy? Have you ever
heard of the guy
on his matches before or anything like that?
Oh wait, he's a wrestler. Yes, I may have taken a couple bets on a guy named Pete McGillicuddy. I'm telling you right now, always take the under. Doesn't matter what happened. I don't care if he's wrestling a toddler. Definitely take the guy to take the fall because he is going to take the fall every time.
He made it seem like he was a champion.
So a champion of getting pinned by 12-year-olds. Yeah, you better believe it. But he does wrestle in parking lots. So I got to have a little bit of respect for the guy.
That concrete does hit.
It does.
All right, so let's move on. Ohio State ranked number 3 at Indiana. Now this could be an interesting game.
Ooh.
Indiana's not a bad team. They're not ranked, but
you would think that because I hate Michigan, I would like Ohio. I do not. But I will say this. Ohio State, they're actually playing in Indiana, which seems weird. I mean, this is a team that deserves better. Why is Ohio State traveling to Indiana on their opening game? They should be in a better game. That's just all there is to it. So I'm probably going to take Indiana because, hey, you know what I'm saying? I like to win. And when I win big, I want to win big. If I lose, I'm going to lose big. That's okay. But I want to win big. Plus 27.50 on the money line for Indiana. Woo, yeah. You put down like $100, you're getting back $275 right in your pocket. Matt, I love that game. But I don't know. I should hate Ohio. I shouldn't hate Ohio State, but I do. I think that what's his name? That child rapist that they had doing their coach for a while. That's just there's problems there. There's problems there. Let's just put it that way.
All right. So we're gonna do about two more games, and then we're gonna break for an ad. Next game we have Boise State and ranked number 10 Washington. That game is at 3:30 ABC. Tickets as low as $14.
Now you're speaking my language. Well, number one, their tickets are low as $14 because it's in Washington. So I mean, honestly, this is Seattle we're talking about. Yeah, I would have to be paid way more than $14 to even be around Seattle. I do like the state of Washington a little bit better than I like the state of Oregon. Actually, I like anything better than I like. Playing in pig garbage is better than going to Oregon. But Washington's probably going to win this game. I hate to say that. I actually like Boise State. Boise State's a good team.
They got a blue field.
I enjoy watching them. They have fun. But when they go on the road, it's a little bit dusty. They did go out on the road several years ago, beat the hell out of Georgia. That was a great game. Love that game. They beat Oklahoma because Tulsa is in Oklahoma, and so everybody has to beat Oklahoma once in a while. But I'm going to say this one, as much as it hurts my heart, I'm probably going to have to pick. Well, actually, I'm going to bet Boise State because, hey, that's what I'm doing. I'm a little bit of a wild stallion when it comes to that. But Washington's probably the better team, Matt. I'm just telling you right now, it's probably the better team. But again, it's in Seattle. They're gonna have freaking all the Antifa people blocking off the parking lots. You're not gonna be able to park there. You're gonna have to be pissing on the freaking sidewalks. It's gonna be chaos and anarchy. But probably Washington's probably gonna win.
You also keep an eye on some of the political things that are happening around the country. Do you bet on those?
I don't have to bet on those. I just push the money in the right direction, if you get what I'm saying, and the right people get the right kind of things, and then things happen, and then more people end up dying, and that's okay because then I get some money back. That's all there is.
So what we kind of noticed when we know that a black bloc is going to happen is that the pallets of bricks get laid
all over the place, don't they?
all
It's
over the
crazy.
place.
It's
Yeah.
crazy. So listen, Matt, the easy money. We talk about college football because that's what I really do. That's what I really try to focus on. But if you're going to talk about some really easy money, just go to like watch these like crazy cities that have all the. And I'm not talking about. I mean, I'm picking on Washington and Oregon because they suck. But any city
They
that
do.
you get pallets of bricks just laid out on the street somewhere, I'm telling you right now, you probably better go take the over on the riots happening pretty soon. That's just a quiet bet from my. It's a little side bet that you can tell your people.
Good pointers coming up because we do have an election coming up next year. So if you
Now,
notice lots of bricks, go ahead and start taking
now, Matt, I know you're getting ready to go do your ad break. And I know we got a guest coming on. Now, I want you to know just real quick why this guest is coming on, though, because see, every now and then we have to get, some of these rules laid out. We have to understand a little bit about what's going on. And as a student of the game, as somebody who wants to know everything, because I want to bet. When I want to bet, I don't want to bet with my heart. I want to bet with my brain. So I'm going to go out there. I'm going to look. And I'm going to talk. And I'm going to find out what these referees are thinking. And I know you got a referee coming up next. So
I do.
I'm gonna sit back. I'm gonna let you read your ad break. I'm gonna listen, and then we're gonna come back with this ref because boy, we got some more college football to discuss. I'm excited. I'm hyped up now.
And we got my Gamecocks. We're going to talk about my Gamecocks coming up after this
Good.
ad.
Oh, good.
All right. I got it. Oh boy. Ladies and gentlemen. All right, just tell me when to go. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Not Worth Your Time, and I'm one of your hosts, Matt. Today I want to talk to you about Bigfoot Big Bets. Now, today's show has been all about gambling and betting on sports events, but have you ever wanted to bet on which way a tree would fall? Well, that's where Bigfoot's Big Bets got you covered. You come in to any forest, you can go to Yellowstone, you go to Redwood Forest, and if you go find a lodge of Bigfoot Bets, you can walk in, grab an axe, and start chopping wood. Now, what happens is you'll have a representative of Bigfoot Bets follow you out to the woods, you pick a tree, and you start hacking away. And then after your first three hacks, you start betting which way the tree's leaning, which way is the wind blowing. You give your bet to the representative that's with you, and then you keep chopping. Now you can manipulate the axe any way you want, get the tree to fold any way you want, and if you bet right, you get winnings, my friend. You bet $100, and if the tree falls left, $200 if you call it right. But if you accidentally kill, say, a deer or a rabbit, or destroy any bit of nature, now that's where the real money comes in, my friend. $1,000 right up the bat, no questions asked. Doesn't matter what you kill a child. $1,000 right there for you and your family to go out to a nice Yellowstone restaurant, have something to eat. So you can go to any forest, like I said, find a Bigfoot Bets Lodge, walk in, and use promo code Worthless Time. Get 10% off your first bet. So I want to thank Bigfoot Bets for sponsoring us tonight. And let's get back to the show.
Hold
Eddie.
on, Maddie. Oh.
Yeah.
Listen, I got to tell you, cryptid betting is much more exciting than what you just portrayed it as. I don't understand who these Bigfoot Big Bets people are. That sounds like
They're very
absolute
mysterious.
hell. They are
Very
clearly.
mysterious.
Clearly. Now I will tell you this: there's a lot of bookies, like in the cryptid community. Mothman is a crazy degenerate gambler, if you know what I'm saying. That guy.
Is he?
Oh,
Have you
that
seen him
guy.
at the betting tables?
You better believe it. You better believe it. I am telling you, Matt, this guy will lay money on anything. And he says he can predict the future. I don't know. I mean, who am I to ask? The guy does win a lot, but he is a degenerate gambler. He will
We
bet
haven't
on
seen
anything.
a lot of him since that bridge fell in Mount Pleasant. I wonder if he took did he win a lot on
Yeah,
that
I
bet?
think he won a lot on that one.
The bridge fell.
I think he did. Took a lot of winnings on that one.
I think you know there was another guy in Mount Pleasant during that time. His name was Indrid Cold. Do you know that guy?
He was. I've heard of him. I've never seen him at the tables, oddly enough. I hear he
It's
smiles a
strange.
lot though.
He smiled. Yeah, I wonder if he lost that bet and became destitute. So I think him and Mothman had like a little side bet going on, whether how many people the bridge would kill or if it would fall or not. Who's to say? Do you have a lot of
I'm not to say. I'm not. I'm going to tell you right now. I'm not to say. I just want to let your listeners know cryptid betting is hot. I realize that ad drop probably didn't sound as cool as it should have been, but cryptid betting is hot. So get out there and do some cryptid betting. That's all I got to say.
Yeah. If you ever find that you're in a Bigfoot betting lodge, and maybe they do have some dark dealings with the cryptids. You never know. You never know if you don't ask. But this is what they are offering to the public. So they're a great sponsor for the show. Now let's introduce our next guest, Harold Weber, a referee, or you're a referee, right? You're a football ref.
Yes, sir. I'm Harold Weber. I'm a high school referee. I'm glad to be here with you boys tonight. Thank you for having me here.
Harold, are you by chance related to that Mitch McConnell guy? You sound a lot like him. Mitch McConnell. You ever heard of that guy? I think he comes from that state that Matt hates, Kentucky.
Yes, he is actually a distant cousin of mine, I believe. It's definitely on my mother's side.
If you're Kentucky, everybody's probably a cousin to you, so that's good. I like that. Okay, good. Fantastic.
How's he doing, by the way? I heard he had a stroke.
I don't really keep up with him, but I did actually watch a clip of him. It seemed as though he was in middle of his conversation. He just stopped talking.
Matt, I got a hot bet for your listeners right now. The over-under on strokes for Mitch McConnell this year is 14. 14 and a half, baby. 14 and a half. Take the over on that one. Take the over, kids. That's easy money. 14 and a half strokes this year, Mitch McConnell.
He's had one, and we're 9 months into the year.
No. I think he's had several. You see him black out a lot of times. I think he's had a bunch of them.
How would we actually keep up with that bet? Are we gonna go and probe through his medical history to keep up with those odds?
Harold, you're a ref, right?
Oh, yes, sir. I've been doing it for 25 years.
Then don't ask me how I do my job. I won't ask you how you do your job.
Okay there, son. Watch your tone there.
Harold, you said you've been refereeing for 25 years. How old are you?
I am 84 years old, yes.
You got in the game kind of late there, Harold. I like it.
Yeah. 15, what was that 59 years old?
Yeah, it's probably sounds
when you
right.
Started?
I was
Sounds right.
Getting close to retirement. Had a buddy that was into it and said, "Hey, there's some easy money here. So why don't you come on out to the local high school and yell at some children?"
Maddie, do you mind if I ask Harold a question real quick?
Go ahead. The floor is open.
Harold, I got to tell you, I'm just looking at your face right now, and I can see it. Most of these referees out there, these are like lawyers. These are the dentists. These are guys that have made a lot of bank. You make a lot of bank, don't you? You get a lot of sniz, don't you, Harold?
I mean, I have my Social Security coming in, and that allows me to pay for my living. My wife's dead, so there's been
I'm sorry to hear that.
Few extra. Oh, I'm not. She was a bitch. Had a huge insurance plan out on her, so things are going good. Doing this just to keep myself moving.
You're a
just
man
once I would like
heart.
a wholesome guest who loves their wife and their kids.
Oh, no kids.
What is everything?
No kids, luckily.
Oh, luckily. Okay.
Luckily. Nothing to
So
hold
how
me
you take
down.
care of yourself.
Social Security and the huge check from the insurance company after my wife suddenly passed away.
I told you. It's always rich guys that are the referees. That's why I can't buy them off. I hate it. I can't buy them off. They're all rich.
So you want to fix games?
Not that I would do something like that, man. Don't get me wrong. I would never want to fix a game. Fast Eddie stacks. It's just all about making the stacks and making them fast.
I don't see why you'd fix the games. There's nothing broken about them.
Fucking home run. All right. So let's. We're gonna skip Texas and Rice. No one gives a shit about that.
Precisely.
Tennessee State, Notre Dame. No one gives a shit. Wisconsin, Buffalo. I mean, these are all cupcakes. They're all playing cupcakes.
I like some cupcakes. Did y'all have a buffet table here?
You like cupcakes, Sarah?
I'm a big fan of cupcakes. When you get later in the years like I have, you realize there's not just caution to the wind. Have your cupcakes.
You're not into. I guess you don't have to worry about taking care of your body now. You're like 84. Are you ready to die?
No, I mean just getting up and doing the football, slowly meandering up and down the field as people scream, "Hey, move the chains, old man!"
Hey, hold on. Hey, I was gonna say, Harold, have you ever been threatened by a fan? I just gotta ask because I know a lot of fans that get kind of crazy. Have you ever been threatened by a fan?
Only every single game, at least one.
I know some referees who had mustard thrown at them at a Tennessee game because they're all fucking, classless hicks.
They
So-
threw batteries at him. What are you talking about?
Batteries, mustard, golf balls. Have you ever had anything like that thrown at you, Harold?
There was one game where yes, there was. I believe it was a tray of nachos and cheese was thrown at me. Luckily, they also were waving their towels, and a few of those got thrown at me as well. So I just laughed it off, cleaned my face up, and continued doing my job to the best of my ability.
Just like
So
a
what did
hooker
you-
at the
what- did
Mustang
you-
Ranch.
did
I
you-
hear you.
Did you make a call that made them mad?
Yes, I said penalty on the offense, 10 yards. And to be honest, I don't know who was actually on the offense at the time. I'd lost my my place in the game, and I believe that had a big part of why they were yelling at me.
Probably. Did you remember anything about the play? Was there a targeting? Was there pass interference? Anything like that? Like offensive pass interference? Backward pass? Anything like that?
I'd really love to be able to give you more details, but honestly, I have no idea. I just somebody looked at me. One of the other refs said, "Hey Harold, you gonna call that?" I said, "Penalty on the offense, 10 yards." And that's when the stands got crazy.
Crazy. Harold,
All right.
I want to bet on every game Harold is reffing from now on. I'm just gonna tell you, I'm gonna look you up, Harold. I'm gonna find every game you're reffing, and I'm
Well, actually,
betting
this
the
brings
line.
me to my next question, Harold. What's the next game that you were reffing?
It'd be tomorrow night. I referee every Friday night in the southern Texas area, high school football.
High school football. All right. You got any tips, tricks? What's the field like? Is there one side that's grown in? Was one side of the grass thicker? Or give us a little something that we can use to place our money on.
Well, gee, guys, I'll be honest. I don't really inspect the fields. I just go out there and call the games. I mean, there's a kid that was shot on the opposing team. I believe he was a key component. Maybe that'll help. It was. I believe this game's going to be in Laredo, Southern Texas.
There you go. I like that. Okay, now you're giving me something to work with here, Harold. I like this. Except that, Matt, your show is shockingly dark for the number of children that are getting killed on this episode. I'm just going to mention that real quick. I just thought.
Well,
I
this
should
is
just put that out there.
for adults only. So,
Oh, okay, good. That's good.
plus
That's
20.
good.
Yeah, no kids should be watching this show.
They're above legal age. I
At
think they
all.
would be tried as adults. So I think it was okay. There's a gang violence situation. I have a lot of that here in Southern Texas.
Got a lot of gangs in South Texas.
Yes. It's just I walk outside. I'm like the kids these days, and then I go back inside usually.
And you put on your bulletproof vest.
Yes.
Do you ref with a bulletproof vest?
Oh yes, it's part of the standard uniform now. I think most any officials a part of the school system here in the United States. I think we all is that not protocol?
No, not normally.
Ooh, okay. Well, yeah. It's, definitely. I mean, there's some days where it's a little heavy, and my back's already hurting, and so I have a stab vest, but that doesn't really help too much. Probably
I was
works well in
wondering-
Europe.
I was wondering. I think a lot of the refs around here wear stab vests, so I got you. Okay, that's good. I was
A
worried
lot of
about
broken
you there,
bottles.
Harold.
Some drunk fan come trying to stab them.
Yeah,
with
they
a broken
sell.
bottle.
Yeah, they sell a lot more alcoholic beverages during these high school football games than one would expect.
That's right, you do. I forgot about that. So let's go on down the list. We got Georgia, number 1, versus UT Martin.
Matt, I'm going to sound like a broken record. I'm going to tell you right now. There is not a Vegas book on the planet that's taken this game because it sucks. Georgia, pathetic. Tennessee Martin. Who's ever heard of a Tennessee Martin before?
Las Vegas is actually where I met my first wife. She also mysteriously died and had a large sum of money come to me afterwards. Met her down in Las Vegas betting in the casinos, was playing craps. It was in the porta potties outside, and we were
Harold?
taking turns. Yes, sir.
Harold, if it wasn't for the fact that my daddy was rich and left me a lot of money, I would want you to be my dad. I'm going to tell you right now. You sound
Oh.
like a man after my own heart.
Son, I'm gonna have to decline. I have not had children for the purpose of I don't want any of them.
A bunch dead wives is what stole your heart, is it, Max? Eddie, I'm sorry,
Max.
I'm thinking of someone else. But dead wives, huh?
I will say,
That's what gets you going.
luckily, I've never been divorced, so I'm still right in the eyes of the God.
Well, that's true. Yeah, because I mean, if you divorced and remarried, you're both adulterous in the eyes of God.
That's
Um,
very important. That is very important. I got to give you got to put a lot of respect on you there, Harold. I got to tell you.
yeah, if you don't like your wife, just kill her.
Oh
Um,
no, I never would say that. My wife did. Every one of them before they died said, "I wish you would have married somebody else," and I say, "I'll show you," and that's usually as checks start rolling in.
You a Mormon by chance?
No, I am not a Mormon. I'm a Christian man in Southern Texas. The Mormons, I fucking hate them.
There's a big
You fucking
there was a
hate
big
Mormons?
polygamous thing. I watched a TV show about that. There's a lot of polygamists out in Texas.
Yeah,
That's
I'm sure there is. There's none in my neighborhood. You bet your ass on that.
You're
Hold
in
on.
a gated community, Harold?
Yes, there's a huge gate around my house.
Where all the kids are getting shot.
I said, quit beating on my gate, you damn kids.
You ever watched the Green Torino?
Oh, beautiful movie.
Gran
I
Torino.
love
Green
Clint Eastwood.
Torino.
I was thinking the Green Hornet.
It's amazing.
I bet you do, Harold. I bet you do. That actually seems to check out in my book.
Gran Torino. Everything Clint Eastwood does. I'm just a huge fan. Been watching
All right,
him
we're
since I
gonna-
was a boy.
We're gonna skip the USC, Kansas State, Texas A&M. They're playing cupcakes. They're all playing cupcakes, man. It's
Where
week
are
one.
these
What can you
cupcakes?
expect?
You know, there's one top 25 team, Matt, that's not playing a cupcake. You want to know which one that is?
Well, there's a couple that we're gonna get to, but let's go ahead and skip down to the one game that I have circled on my chest, and I can't wait to watch Saturday.
That's weird, but okay, gotcha.
North
Fired up.
Carolina versus South Carolina. Neutral field, by the way. This isn't in Williams-Brice. This is in Charlotte in a neutral field, but they're playing
That's
in the
not
Panther
neutral.
Stadium.
Charlotte
They're playing in
was.
the Panther Stadium.
It's in North Carolina, Matt. It's in North Carolina. How
It's
can
like,
that be
it's
neutral?
like 2 hours away from Columbia.
Oh, wait.
It's a neutral field. Because North Carolina's not playing at home. They're not playing. They're both playing in the Panther Stadium. This game needs to happen every year. A couple of fans got together. They want this game every year. They want this like the Clemson game for South Carolina. We want to kick off with North Carolina because it's the Battle of the Carolinas. North Carolina is ranked 21. South Carolina is not ranked, even though we beat Tennessee and Clemson last year. Games at 7:30 on ABC. Tickets as low as $75. This is College Game Day game.
Oh, College Game Day is doing North Carolina, South Carolina?
I'm pretty sure.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure that's the College Game Day game.
Wow.
It's kicking off the season.
Okay, two things here, Matt. Harold, we're gonna get back to you. I don't want
Oh
to.
no, take your time. I
I don't
love
wanna
listening
blink
to
out
the
here.
children.
I don't want to blank out Harold on this one. I gotta tell you, number one, the point spread on this is ridiculous. This is a 1.5 on either side, which
Yep.
basically is a toss up. That's a pickup game. That's a pickup game in the gambling vernacular. We call that a pickup game. And so here's the thing: you bet with your heart in a game like this, and I cannot bet for North Carolina.
Yeah, and
Because
I
North
can't bet
Carolina-
with my heart either. It's not really working as well these days. I had to get a pacemaker put in.
Oh, that's. I'm sad to hear that, Harold. Are you happy about the tie?
I mean, not necessarily happy, but I'm happily waiting for it. I guess.
You ready to go home to the Lord?
Ooh, I don't. I hope so.
Because you're going to if you keep interrupting this Gamecock game analysis.
Oh, boy. Penalty on the host. 25 yards.
20, that's a 25-yard penalty. Dang.
You keep interrupting me, boy, and we'll have a lot of problems. You remember Gran Torino?
So
Click,
South Carolina. Man, I know I'm gonna eat crow if I say this, but South Carolina, I think is gonna win this game. We have a lot of new good recruits. I know we lost a lot of people during the signing period. They transferred. We had somebody transferred to Florida, Florida State. We had someone transfer to Florida State. We had someone trying to go to Colorado and they came back. Juice Wells. I'm pretty sure that's who it was. But we have a lot. We got Spencer Rattler. I know he has, some. He has some issues at Oklahoma. Came to South Carolina, didn't really turn around, but as much as we would hoped. But we got 7 wins and then 8 wins, and now we're hoping for a 10. I'm hoping for a 10-win season this year. But North Carolina has some good players too. They have a returning court. I think their quarterback's returning, and then they have a kid who is locked in the can't play zone. I mean, the NCAA said he couldn't play. He's not
Bunch of crooks out there.
eligible this year. So I think we win outright. I think we're gonna win. It's gonna be a dogfight, kind of like how the Dukes Mayo game was 2 years ago. So what do you think, Eddie? What do you think about my Gamecocks?
I think that
You got-
with the. Oh, I'm not Eddie. Go ahead.
Harold, you give us your comments because I think I'd like to listen to Harold real quick.
Oh,
Harold,
yeah.
what you got for us there?
You know, I've never understood the saying because crows are delicious.
You eat a lot of crow, Eddie.
Yes, it's they fall asleep
Probably when you
on
got
the
called
lawn.
for the wrong calls.
Eating crows is a delicacy, and from when I was a child. So when people say I'll be eating a crow, I'm like, oh, good, it's good banquet. This man must be coming into a great amount of luck. Maybe his wife passed away.
Another dead wife, huh, Harold?
No, I just two
How many dead wives do you have?
so far.
You working on the third?
Yeah, there's the lady in. She's really keeps get out of there, Harold. We're supposed to be going to dinner, and I'm like, the insurance company will be getting a call tomorrow.
So, how do you know they're gonna die?
I don't know they're gonna die, but I have a very strong suspicion.
It's like one of those Sixth Sense type things, huh?
Yes. Somehow the railing on the staircase will get very loose after I unscrew the bolts.
Why would you unscrew the bolts?
So that she. Are you not following me, Matt?
No, I'm following you. I'm just wanting to know.
You know,
I
I
just want you to outright say it. You kill your wives.
No, I'll never admit to that online on a show that people may or may not watch.
I think he kind of already did.
All right, so Harold, what do you think about the Gamecocks?
The Gamecocks. I'll be honest. I don't really watch too much football. Not really much. I really hate the game, to be honest with you.
Which is why you're a ref. I like that.
I
like
it's a great
You
way
just
to
want
stay
to
in
piss
shape.
everybody off because you hate it so much.
I just need something to do. I'm lonely, single, retired. Well, not single. God damn it.
About to be single.
Yes,
Soon,
right.
soon to be single.
You know, I just get so used to it. You know, I always feel like I'm single until I remember I'm not, and then I become single again.
Do you have any like medical issues, Harold?
Yes, I have a pacemaker. Or two.
All right. Besides that, any mental?
Did you say you had two of them?
No, two
pacemakers.
Yes, I have two pacemakers. Two of them. Well, the one wasn't strong enough because I'm an active man. I'm out there meandering up and down the football field on a weekly basis. Other mental stuff. I have been to a doctor and he has talked to me, but I forgot what he had said. And I believe that might be the
Perfect.
problem.
That probably is. Do you have to take any medication? You have like one of those weekly calendar things. It's like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. You pop them up.
Yes, there's a whole supplement plan and medication out in my kitchen. I just go in there and I grab one and eat them by the handful. Many of them there. I don't know what they're for, if that's what you're asking.
Make sure you don't get a handful of the blue pills, Harold. It could be a problem.
Oh, yes, that is.
He's
ran
got
into
to
that
get a new
before.
wife.
He's got to get a new life.
He's got to get a new wife. I mean, he's got to take some blue pills at some point.
Yeah.
Real quick, boys. Can I bring this back to the South Carolina, North Carolina?
Oh,
yes,
yes.
I've been waiting for your
Sorry
analysis.
to
Eddie.
distract you, boys. Continue with your football
It's
talk.
okay, Harold. I've enjoyed listening to you killing your wives, but
No,
here's the
no, that
thing.
never happened. The court case
Okay,
proved
allegedly.
that.
I'll tack allegedly onto
Oh,
that
it's
one. I know how
proven in
I know
court.
how this business works. I promise you.
Thank you.
Here's the thing: the two things in this game that you got to watch: Spencer Rattler and freaking Beamer. If they go out there, they play the Beamer ball, as you boys call it out there in South Carolina, the Beamer ball, and Spencer Rattler plays like he did at the end of last year. This game's over. It isn't even close. The point spread is a joke at that point. If that's how that game goes, my concern, man, is I don't know. Spencer Rattler, like you said, he's got some skeletons in that closet. He's got some demons. He came from Oklahoma, meaning he's played in the same state that Tulsa, the city of Tulsa, is in. That could
That's
be a problem.
true.
I
That
just
could
tell
be
you.
a problem.
And if anybody
he's
knows
got an
anything about Tulsa,
$18,000.
Tulsa makes his shit the bed. And so that's just all I'm just going to say right now is that it's a very good possibility that
That's what I'm worried about too.
that Spencer Rattler comes from a place, around a place like Tulsa, which leads to crap. I'm just saying.
That Tulsa taint. Hopefully, he's spent enough time in Columbia to rub that taint off.
I'm sure
But
he's
here's
had his name rubbed off several times.
$180,000 Mercedes he's driving around in.
I
in
do
Columbia.
love a good taint rub myself, yes. Beamer
very
ball.
stimulating.
Beamer ball, that's actually a fun game I used to play with my wife as well. I would have a football, and somebody would be like, "What are you doing with that football?" And I'd point at my wife and say, "Beamer." And I'd throw it at her and hit her in the head. Called that Beamer ball.
I thought you ran over her with a beamer. I wasn't sure.
No. It's a football
Hey,
to the head.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna say like, I asked her if she wanted to go play catch, and then I ran her over with a beamer.
Oh,
So-
yes. I'll keep that in the old memory banks as best I
All right,
can.
next game we got is Tulane versus South Alabama. That could be a good game. They're kind of evenly matched. Tulane's ranked 24, so could be an interesting game to watch. 8 o'clock, tickets as low as $2. Then that's all of Saturday for the ranked teams. Now we move on to Sunday. There's college football
Lord's
games on
Day.
Sunday. The Lord's Day.
Hey,
We're gonna skip Oregon State. No one gives a shit about Oregon State.
you're right.
We got number 5 LSU versus number 8 Florida State. Top 10 matchup on week 1.
Pardon me, boys. Okay. This is one of the stupidest games I've ever seen on paper for 2 reasons. Actually, for a bunch of reasons, but I'm just going to give you 2 reasons. Number 1, this is a pick'em. Why is this a pick'em game? Florida State sucks, especially when they open their season in Florida State, Tallahassee. It just got ran over by another freaking hurricane. There's probably going to be another hurricane before tomorrow.
We
or
just heard
before
the news
game
report that it
plays.
was flooded.
Exactly. So there's going to be another hurricane before that even happened. Here, I went.
You think there's gonna be another hurricane?
Another hurricane's going to hit him before Sunday. I was at, Matt, 3 or 4, I don't know how many years ago. I went to see Florida State take on Boise State for their opening game in Tallahassee. And that was because of a hurricane. There was a hurricane in Florida to start the season. And Florida, instead of playing at a neutral field, or Florida State, I should say, had to play at their home. And guess who won? That's right. Boise State won that game. Pathetic on Florida State's part. LSU is going to destroy those boys out there. And again, that's assuming you can even get to the stadium if the hurricane hasn't blown it away already.
Big words. What about you, Eddie? Harold. What do you think about Florida State versus LSU?
I think Florida State just seems that they've been going through a lot of hell here lately with the hurricanes, and I hope that they're able to recover.
Nice, good words. Good. Praying for Florida.
Yes.
Last game of the top 10. It's a Monday game. Labor Day. Clemson versus Duke. It's 8 o'clock. Tickets as low as $46. It's at Duke, so it's gonna be at Wallace Wade Stadium in North Carolina. Clemson fucking sucks. Clemson's full of queers.
Strange you should say that, Matt. Being a South Carolina fan.
Clemson is the worst team ever conceived. The worst school ever conceived. I know my wife, God bless her, graduated from there.
Well, just talk to Harold. He'll take care of that for you.
I can tell you how to get
USC
how
wife.
to loosen up some bolts there, son.
But Clemson's the worst school. It's the worst football team. It's full of nothing but. We like to be PC here. I don't know what's your time, but it's full of them. When I say them, you know what I'm talking about.
What are you talking about, son?
Certainly don't.
I don't-
You know what I'm talking about when I say it's full of them.
I don't know. Not
So-
at all. Not even what?
Take your mental pills. So I'm just flat out. I'm taking Duke. $1,000 on Duke. I'm betting my iPhone on Duke.
You're the man. You're the man, Matt. I take 1,000 on Duke, but I don't know why this game's on Monday night. For one, I don't know who planned this. I don't know who thought this was a good scheduling idea. We could have had a preseason NFL game on Monday night. Instead, we got Duke versus Clemson on a
Yeah.
Monday night. What the hell is going on the TV?
Yeah, like we don't have to go to work. Like Clemson's the worst, man. Like we have to go to work the next day. Who's gonna watch this game having to go to work the next day? I mean, it's terrible planning by Clemson's part. It's terrible by the coaching staff who allowed this to happen. Terrible by the players who agreed to this. It's just terrible. Clemson's just terrible all around.
It's good that
Clemson's
we're
the
not
worst.
showing our biases on this show, man. I like that. I like that we're not showing our biases.
I wear my heart. I keep it, cards close to my chest. I don't like to, be biased or anything like that. But Clemson's fucking terrible. Clemson deserves everything bad that happens to him. I mean, if it comes out
Yes,
that
because of
Dabo,
because of them.
if it comes out that Dabo Swinney, kills his wife, they deserve it because they're terrible. They're a terrible team. They're terrible people, and they're just the worst. Thanks everyone for watching. Not worth your time. This has been Matt. I'm just kidding.
Well, it is getting time, I believe. I'm going to be going to bed soon.
Oh,
I
do
just
you?
say, yeah, Harold's got to go to bed.
Far past my bedtime.
His wife's already there.
You got a
waiting
game.
for him.
You got a game to do tomorrow, right? Tomorrow's Friday.
I do. I need to get up bright and early so I can be there at 6 p.m.
He's
What
got to
time
leave it. Got to leave at
usually
6
get up?
o'clock to get there.
I get up around 5 in the morning. I take my pills, get a nice shower. I turn the shower on, take cold showers, and I just sit there for a second and go, "Ah!"
I hope you didn't wake anybody up.
Once I get out of the shower, my wife, she's been beating on the door for the past 30, 40 minutes now. Get out of the shower, and I go about my business. I have breakfast, a nice fried egg sandwich. And I lay around the house trying, where did I leave my keys? And by the time I find my keys, it's time for me to get to the game.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Dad, you have to
Before
leave
we
your gate immediately.
before we head off, I just want to give you a score update on the Florida-Utah game. It is currently 3-24 Utah.
You
What
got
was
to be
your
reading
bet?
that. You got to be reading that incorrectly, Matt, because I know Florida's going to win this one. So,
It just entered the third quarter. We got 11 minutes left in the third quarter.
oh no, there's plenty of time. Plenty of time. I tell you.
Plenty of time, plenty of football left to play.
Lots of football left to play.
Plenty of football left to play. ladies
Florida
and
wins
gentlemen.
this one going away. The final score will probably be something like 70-24.
Well, if you remember, the prop bet was how many Mormons are going to beat their wives.
yes,
so-
well, it'll be drunk. I don't condone wife beating or wife murdering. It should be stated very plainly so that anybody that listens to my pick'em shows on Thursdays or Wednesdays, because I'm on Thursday right now, would not want me to condone those things. But I'm just saying this is the prop bet. Somebody else came up with this bet. I'm just betting on it. If you get what I'm saying.
Well, I think we covered all we wanted to cover. We talked the first week of football. Maybe we'll come back with this near the end of the year, and we'll see where we landed.
We're talking.
I'll be stacking them
ball.
deep by then.
We've been talking football here at Not Worth Your
I
Time.
love that song.
I'm talking football, something. We're
Talking
completely different song.
football. Yes, it's a beautiful song.
Beautiful song for beautiful people who love football. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Matt, but Not Worth Your Time. I want to thank my guest, Fast Eddie Stacks, and his bet picks tonight. I want to thank our guest, Harold Weber, who kills his wives.
Thank you, boys.
And,
I'm happy to be on the show here. I'm really glad. So, what is the topic for the evening?
We've had a great time. I hope you've had a great time. This has been Not Worth Your Time, and we'll talk to you next week.